Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Godfather Chronicles. My name is Miguel Garcia, and I am your host. Please follow me in Instagram at MAGPatriot. You can follow me in Facebook, Miguel Godfather, or you could email me your questions to Miguel at godfatherchronicles.com. So today, I wanted to take a moment to honor the woman that I love, my wife. I wanted to let you guys know that if you have a strong woman with you, there's no limits. Whatever success I've achieved, first of all, is because of God, and second of all, because of my woman, my wife, my partner, and third, because my natural talents. But without her, I wouldn't be anything. So last week, we went to Texas, and we met with a bunch of great people from the Artist Syndicate. And I realized how much my wife has helped me and how much I rely on her support, how much I rely on her advice, on her encouragement. And it just dawned on me that, she doesn't like the limelight, and so she stays back. And people, by looking at me, they would go, oh, well, Miguel is this, Miguel is that. But to be honest with you, she is my rock. She is the love of my life. She is my consistency. She's my stability. She's my anchor. And all of this happened not by mistake. We've been married for 36 years, have 15 children, 13 alive now. We've gone through every adversity possible in this lifetime together, and we survived because of our faith in God and our faith towards each other. It is truly a great gift from God to have such a strong woman. In my culture, the Hispanic culture, for a long time, men thought that women were less than they were. They were the sort of the servants, the lesser of the two genders. And I remember, gee whiz, man, this is going to be tough, but I remember my dad with my mom. My dad would be like King Kong in the house, and my mom couldn't say anything or do anything. It's just not my mom. It was the culture. It was the way the Latin culture was. It's no longer like that, but it was pretty tough. And I would look at my mom and I would say, you know what? She's super strong, man. She's got all these great qualities. She's not less than my dad. My dad is the man, yeah. The Catholic Church teaches you that the man is the head of the house, but the woman is the heart. And you can't live without either one. They're equally important. It's just the placement on your body, right? The head is on the top and the bottom is the heart it's right below. But some women would say that women are also the neck, because smart women will make us move our head any way they want to. And I think my wife is that. She knows how to handle me, and I'm not easy to handle. And so I wanted to take the time with this podcast to honor her, to tell her how much I love her, to tell her how much I appreciate her, and to encourage all of you guys out there to look at your wife and really do an inventory of her qualities and make sure you let her know that, that she's beautiful, that she's kind, that, bring out all her gifts. Ed Milet has a really good way of, or a great skill. He tells people what their gifts are, and that really helps build people self-esteem. And I think that we as men don't do that as much, and we need to. If you want to have a healthy relationship, you better tell your wife about her gifts. I know that opposites attract, and I am the type A, my wife is not. But my wife could control me real easy if she's just really kind to me, because I can't be a monster when she's being kind. That's just like, you can't be angry when you're in a state of gratitude, right? So it's about like the same thing for me. She's figured me out, and I know she figured me out, and I know when she's kind of pushing my buttons in a good sense. But I admire that. I admire her skill. She took the time to figure me out because I am worth it. I see that. And the same goes with me. I took the time to figure my wife out, to understand her temperament, to understand what language she speaks. I sometimes, all the stuff is in my head, and I can't verbalize it sometimes. And I'm just probably, giving her little bits and pieces and expecting her to put it together. But I don't mean it that way, but it comes out that way. And so now she knows how to talk to me when I'm in that sort of mode. And again, it's something that I admire. She's really good. One of the things that I really love about her is she lets me be a man. She doesn't question my manhood. She understands that I'm a brute sometimes, but she's always a woman. She's always a lady. And when she's acting like a lady, I tend to really, turn into more like a gentleman. So she makes that transformation for me. Again, it's not manipulation or anything like that, but she understands that if I'm being a certain way, the antidote is this. And she turns on her charm, her ladylike stuff. She knows I love the fact that she's very feminine. And so, again, she's really, really smart. She's really bright. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of your wives are that way. And I'm hoping that all of these skills are not suppressed by the type of relationship that you have. We need to really invest time on the relationship, more so than in our business, because they're that important. We as businessmen conquer insurmountable obstacles. We go through a lot of stuff, and we pride ourselves on our ability to negotiate and to lead and to create teams and things like that. But back at home, we don't. We don't use those same skills to foster a stronger family, a stronger team with your wife and your children. So I want to encourage you guys to really start looking at your wife and appreciate what she does for you, and try to magnify her qualities. Honor her by putting her first in all things. Speak to her kindly. Do not discuss her weakness with anybody. There's a lot of guys that put their wives down for fun. It sounds fun or whatever. They're kidding around and things like that. And I've seen that in the relationships. But what they're doing is they're just hurting people. They're just hurting their wife, their own flesh. When we get married, we become one. That's what the Catholic Church teaches. You become one. So making fun of your wife or treating her like crap, it's like self-mutilation. You're hurting yourself. We need to make sure that we elevate them, because there's a lot of insecurity. Imagine this. I mean, we're very supposedly very successful men, and they sometimes feel awkward. Like my wife used to feel awkward at the artist syndicate meetings because she wasn't, according to her, she wasn't up to par with the rest of the ladies there, because some of them are very successful women in business. And I had to have the conversation with my wife. I'm like, baby, none of these women had 15 children. Baby, none of these women have gone through the adversity that we've gone through. Don't sell yourself short. You have a lot of experience. It's different. It's a different field. But you are an expert on this field. You have a PhD on this field. Do not feel threatened or awkward around these ladies. Everybody is successful in their own way. My wife is successful in her own way, which is being a homemaker, a great mom, and a great wife. See, my wife never aspired to be a businesswoman. She always wanted to be a mom with a lot of kids. She's got such a tender and loving heart and disposition that honestly, I don't think those are skills for business people. She always told me that she wanted to have a lot of kids. And the way she takes care of our children, the way she handles them, it's just amazing. Like, for instance, we got a set of twins with Down syndrome. And, if we're running late in the evening or whatever, I'll ask her, I'll say, hey, do you want me to give him a shower or you want to give him a shower? And if she gives them a shower, it's a 30-minute shower. She goes through every toe and nail and every single part of their body and cleans that up. And she's very gentle and thorough and all that stuff. And to me, I don't have the patience for that. So when she says, no, you go ahead and do it. I mean, for me, it's both twins, at least 5-minute shower tops. Because I'm going in there like a freaking car wash. So, and it's not that I don't do it with love or tenderness or whatever. It's just I don't have the patience to go through each toe and each finger and whatever, do their hair properly. I don't know. She does all these things. And, pull them out, dry them up, and they're done. Just go. Brush your teeth and just move on. No. She pulls them out of the shower and does the same thing when she's drying them. Well, you got to be very careful when you dry them, okay? There's still moisture between their toes or whatever, and she's there. So she's got that patience. She's got that nurturing part. She's got that beautiful heart, very generous. She's very giving, and all those things. I mean, for me, it's beautiful. I love that. And for me to, I give her space. I try to give her space, and I give her a lot of praise, and I try to make the time I'm with her the best time ever. Thank God now we could travel together. We don't have little kids at home. We got people that could watch the other kids. And I'm taking the time to really enjoy traveling with her and, going out and have nice dinners and all sorts of things. And to me, it's like I'm repaying her for all the work that she's put in our relationship. So I think that the lesson here, or the message for you guys is to, or gals, is to look at your partner. If they are worth keeping, then work on it. Work on the relationship. I think the best piece of advice I could give you is to understand, study her temperament, their temperament. Because once you know that, once you know what makes them who they are, you could customize your message. You could speak their language. See, I can't talk to my wife the way I talk to business people. I can't, even if I'm upset or whatever, I can't go in there yelling and all that stuff, because she'll shut down. I need to speak her language when I'm talking to her. She understands things differently the way I understand them. And she does the same thing. I mean, she figured me out. She knows how to talk to me, when to talk to me, and what kind of tone she should use for certain things. And so that investment is also a sign of love, because I can't talk to her like I talk to anybody else. She's got her own special way. So for me, if I was going to start trying to fix my relationship, I would ask myself this question: is that person a keeper? Is that somebody I want to spend my life with? I mean, hopefully, if you're asking these questions, you're not married. But if you're married, then the choice is, okay, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to try to sort things out. I'm going to try to learn about her temperament and where have I gone wrong, and put 100% on the relationship. People go into relationships and they go, it's 50-50. It is not 50-50. It's 100 and 100. You can't half-ass a relationship, and 50% is half-assing it. Also, when you give 100%, you're giving everything that you have. And that is a sign of great love. Love is sacrifice. It's true sacrifice. I mean, as a Catholic, I understand that Jesus Christ's love for us was so great that he died on the cross for us, so that we could go to heaven. And there is no greater love than that. As horrific as a crucifixion is, he went through that for us, for love. So love is sacrifice. Love is in the giving, not in the receiving. Love is generous, not skimpy. So we need to understand that the love is not transactional. I give you something and you give me something in return. That's not the case. Love is relational. You want a relationship. And so you give everything that you have for the other person. You sacrifice your time. You sacrifice your things that you like or whatever for the other person. For instance, let's get practical. I know that my wife, when she's been at home all day or whatever, she's tired, and the last thing she wants to do is dishes at night. And so what I do is I come home and I do dishes. I'll clean her kitchen. I know she likes to have her stove cleaned out, and the island and everything put away and all sorts of things. And I go in there and that's how I'm telling her I love her. I do it. And I don't do it because I like it. I do it because I'm showing her love. So there's a lot of ways you can show love for your, for your spouse. And I encourage you to really find the ways to do those things for them, to show love in different ways. Again, you gotta be your wife's hero, man. I mean, especially, I'm talking about guys now. You gotta be their hero. Women want to marry, shining armor prince or whatever, and you gotta be that. They look for security. They look for man is gonna defend them and things like that. You gotta be all that stuff for them. I'm not trying to sound sexist or anything like that, but that's how it is. No woman wants to marry a weak man. No woman says, "Oh, I want to marry a wimp so that I could beat him up or whatever," right? So that doesn't happen. So you got to look at the ideal that they have and become that. Work on it. You got to be there for her. You got to be romantic. You have to be a gentleman. When my wife is being very ladylike, she inspires me to be very gentlemanlike. So I will hold the door for her. I would open the car door. I would make sure that she's sitting down in the car properly, close the door. When we are in a restaurant, I pull the chair, push it back in, make sure she's taken care of. I'm holding her when it's raining and we only have one umbrella. She gets the umbrella. I mean, I hold it over her head, and yeah, I'm getting a little wet or whatever. But I know she knows that, and I know she understands that I'm treating her like a lady. But she deserves it. I wish I could do more for her because I owe her so much, and I think that's the type of relationship we all want to have. It's amazing to have somebody that loves you so much, that trusts you so much, that cares for you so much, and that you could return that. When you give 100% without expecting anything else from your spouse, they'll realize what you're doing. And then the correct answer for that is they will give 100%. And now you have a really awesome relationship where you're trying to outdo each other. And that becomes fun. That's a great relationship to have. So anyway, my friends, wanted to do this podcast to honor my wife and to honor all of you guys, all you ladies out there that are behind your man in a way. But you are such a strong part in our lives. Don't think you're less than us or anything like that. The beautiful thing about like my wife, people go, "Well, does she have a college degree?" I'm like, "No," and I don't either. But she doesn't need a fucking college degree to raise my children. She needs a lot of love, a lot of patience, a lot of tenderness, a lot of other things other than worldly accolades. And she needs me. She needs a strong man that is going to support her, and she needs to feel secure. And that's basically in a nutshell. I mean, I don't know, you women are so beautiful. You are beautiful. You're such a great compliment. You make us almost human. Honestly, women. God created Adam and Eve, and God realized that Adam was by himself, and he's like, "No, this is not right." He gave him a companion. He did not give him a slave. He gave him a companion, a partner. So treat your wife with respect, with love, and pamper her whenever you can. they deserve it. If you invest in your wife, you are investing in yourself. You are investing in a happy life. And it is true, a happy wife is a happy life. It's not a cliche, it is true. So be smart, guys. Invest in your wife, and your ROI will be great. Anyway, so hope I didn't go too long on this, but I just felt in my heart that I had to talk about my wife a little bit and give you some pointers. So please, if you like the podcast, just share it with somebody. Give me a rating. And if you have questions, email me at miguel@godfatherchronicles.com, or you can follow me on Instagram at MAGPatriot. On Facebook, Miguel Godfather. And I hope to see you soon. I hope to talk to you soon. Take care. God bless. And bye.